So fast forward now to the Constitution itself. Yeah, very interesting.
All right. Okay, so we decided to have our constitution in the second phase of the project, like, and then at the tail end of the first phase, we had set up the drafting committee. I was nominated by a friend, like leveraging. I was going to leverage my legal expertise. Okay, and I introduced myself to the community as a trained lawyer with some knowledge of legal drafting or legislative drafting. So I saw an opportunity to do something new, and then I embarked on a research, like, to kind of see if we've had a similar a Web3 constitution. Then I discovered the constitution of Bankless DAO. So, and then, okay, fine. What we want to do is just to kind of create some rules that guide the conduct of members, including the core contributors. Okay, so, and it's going to deal with matters of appointment to various offices, to various positions in Mundao. So what we clearly stated, we started with the objective. I strongly recommended the the opening clause to kind of look like to mimic that of the United States Constitution, like we the peoples. Okay, so because yeah, there is still a community. It kind of instill. It kind of gives you a clear picture of uh, communal ownership. We then began to we had several brainstorming sections. I was given a portion of the constitution to draft, so I drafted the rules of coordination, like basically talking about uh, do's and don'ts and the penalties of the remedies that are okay that that are available. So it took us about 6 months to finally have the constitution ready, and then we set up we had it translated into Chinese.
So, what percentage of the people in the DAO were Chinese?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. So when we're done with the constitution, we have had it on snapshot. We asked the community to vote, to approve, to ratify it. So, like, an overwhelming community, more than 80% of Mundao approved the constitution. So it was a milestone. We It was set in stone. It was set in stone. So, and now it's literally impossible to change any clause, any section of the constitution without some other things, without the approval of the astronaut, or the highest. So what we're trying to do is just we're not centralizing Mundao, as an entity. It is just a document to kind of uh, create to help us establish order, and decorum. So it is binding on all of us. So, and we were able to successfully have it adopted, and now it is set in stone.
How would you describe the Web3 environment right now in Nigeria, maybe in Greater Africa? Like how developed is it? How is the knowledge? How much interest is there, and really how many lawyers are involved in it right now?
So yeah, the other day I think I posted on LinkedIn that I stated that I was proud to announce that I am the arguably the first Nigerian lawyer to draft the Web3 constitution. Like, I really don't know what that means right now, but perhaps in 10 years, I'm gonna look back and really wear a broad smile for having done that. So, but today there is a lot of misconception about Web3 in Africa, in Nigeria. It's not even a misconception. It is, the lack of awareness. Like, a lot of people don't really understand, don't know what it is, or don't even have an idea of what it's the notion it's conveys. So yeah, we're still in the early days, so I really don't know what's going to happen in the next few years.
So it's probably still an education problem, right? with the crypto crash this year, everything's devalued, and people just see negative things in the news about what's going on. And so I think then the desire for education goes away, right? If people say, well, crypto looks like it's dead, it looks like it's just a big fraud, and they don't understand about the underlying blockchain technology that's being deployed all around the world.
Yeah. That is where the misconception comes in, because you see that a lot of people kind of think that it's Web3 has to do with crypto, and when you talk about crypto, you're talking about Bitcoin, you're talking about scam. So it's kind of has this image problem right now.
I think it's a good place for us to pause because it'll be great to catch up again maybe in 6 months and just hear what I'll tell you what I've been seeing in the U.S. and you tell me what you've been seeing in Africa. But any parting thoughts?
Yeah, sure. So what I've been trying to do so far is, okay, I've personally been involved with a law firm that is looking at developing its capacity for Web3. So I've been able to really show them, provide guidance, and to really get them interested. So yeah, it's just like perhaps someday we're going to be looking at two legal personalities, well known, well established in the Web3 space. So because it is something that I genuinely want to spend much of my time exploring and contributing to. So I'm going to encourage anyone who is looking at pursuing a career in Web3 not to be discouraged by okay, the upturn of the volatility of the crypto market and what we're currently dealing with as a community.
I think you're absolutely right. I think a year ago, when I started building my firm's Web3 practice from scratch with another attorney, uh, I thought the same thing. Is the more I read about it, the more I understood the technology, the more everyone explained in the community that it's more like 1996 with the internet in the United States, where we're still very early and the technology is being developed, and there's a big build. And then, I mean, even in 1999, the big internet bubble crash in the United States, and I was a senior in high school at that time, and I remember thinking that the internet must be a bust, must be saturated, must be done, and I knew nothing at the time, right? I was so young, I knew nothing, and now being able to look back 20 years ago to see how the internet's impacted us, and feeling like this is that other new groundswell moment. I think you're right that you and I and others are very early, especially in the legal community. It's still very early to be involved, and it's very fun to be building practices now that we can. Like you said, we're encouraging younger lawyers to get involved, to research, and this is the kind of practice areas that people can build legal careers around, and certainly that businesses and other communities are built around. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me today. It's been great to catch up in real time again, and certainly look forward to catching up again.
A pleasure. A pleasure. All right.